Lots to cover today. So, what did Prime Minister Mark Carney do on his first day? What happened yesterday with the U.S. stock market? How the United States is building its own coffin. And I might just flip-flop on the whole rate announcement. Let's start with Mark Carney. After landslide victory, Mark Carney meets with Trudeau as transition to power begins. Carney camp confirms leader has divested assets into blind trust. By law, Mark Carney has 4 months after being sworn in to divest himself of certain assets and submit everything to the ethics commissioner. He's done it already, and he hasn't even been sworn in yet. How's Pierre Poilievre's security clearance coming? I've heard nothing about that. And inquiring minds want to know why all the people around him are wearing MAGA hats, if he's not a MAGA guy. So what happened yesterday? Well, markets are rattled because Trump said that, maybe we'll have a recession. Trump's first 50 days, stocks heading towards worst start to a presidential term since 2009. Yeah, you'll remember that 2008 was an election year and Obama took over while the great financial collapse was happening. So he inherited a shit show. Donald Trump inherited one of the best economies the United States ever had. He's winning at being the worst. Look, here's the deal. You know this is true. Okay, this isn't stock advice, but you know it's true. As long as this trade war stays in place, there's going to be a slow bleed in the U.S. stock market. Why? Because it's a shit show. No one's going to benefit from this. I know some of you people have joined the cult and you're completely disregarding reality. I can't help you. For the rest of us, the reality is this trade war is going to devastate the United States for sure, and it's going to harm the rest of us until we can find other trading partners. Speaking of trading partners, I'm going to come back to this map. I showed you this a few days ago. For the blue countries, their main trading partner is the United States. For the red countries, their main trading partner is China. Look at the change over the last 24 years. But wait, there's more.
Right now, I'm in my mom's car now. We're going to go to family lunch gathering. But before that, she wants to change her car battery. You heard that right. Changes the car battery instead of charging it. So we're going to film the whole thing. We're going to show you guys how my mom changes her battery.
I'll tag Nathan Travel Clips in the comments. You can go watch that video. His mom's driving an electric car. They drive into a robotic center where in 5 minutes they change out the car battery. Yeah, 5 minutes. Not the car battery that's like with the engine. It's an electric car. You know that huge battery electric cars have? That. So aside from being ahead of the game technologically, China is ahead of the game diplomatically as well. Why has this happened? Why has there been a transition from this to that? Because China's negotiating with countries. They're going into these countries and saying, we will build you infrastructure like dams, bridges, highways, etc. In exchange, you will trade with us. That's called a negotiation. I scratch your back, you scratch mine. That's not what the U.S. is doing. The U.S. is increasingly becoming isolationists. You hear Trump say it over and over and over again, we don't need you. But they do. So the U.S. got to where it's at because of this, because of trading with other countries. But rather than increase diplomacy and invest in infrastructure like dams, like highways, like bridges, they decided to invest in their military and become isolationist dicks. As long as this trend continues, the United States is building its own coffin. They're even turning on their closest allies, and we hear them say it all the time, that we don't need your stuff. We don't need your stuff. Well, the rest of the world can use our stuff, so if you don't want it, we'll take our stuff and go. We can go join the rest of the world. I'm sure there's a market for our products in the rest of the world. I'm not saying the U.S. is going down in flames tomorrow, but they're going down in flames. All right, we are all anxiously waiting the Bank of Canada announcement tomorrow. I have said it was going to be a hold, but after yesterday, after the fall in the price of oil, it's going to be a coin toss. Let me be clear. There should be rate cuts. I keep saying that. We need to cut a lot. There should be rate cuts. It's just so much uncertainty. It's going to be a coin toss. They might hold. They might cut a quarter point. We'll see.